Hello, this is Walid Romaya, Prince of Wine. Today I'm at the Museum of Women and Education Center event in San Diego for the chocolate, cheese, and wine tasting event. Right behind me here, there's full of women and men,
Yeah.
and I have the honor of the event organizer, to meet with the event organizer, Lindsay Pomeroy.
Yes.
Lindsay, pleasure to have you on the Prince of Wine show.
I'm excited.
And we're also excited because tonight we are doing this in partnership with Taste of Wine TV here in San Diego with the aid of Mr. Michael Bragg.
Excellent.
Lindsay, tell us a little bit about your organization.
Sure. So my company is called Wine Smarties, and basically what I do is wine events and classes here in San Diego. So the premise behind the name Wine Smarties is obviously to educate people about wine. So I do it threefold. I actually teach industry classes. I'm going to be the first San Diego WSET instructor. I also teach private classes in people's homes, and I teach public classes for fun. You know, nothing too serious, just to go and have fun and explore wine. I do wine events, which is why the museum asked to help me to head up this event, this fundraiser for the second year. And, you know, I'll also go to people's house. I kind of cover the whole scope with wine events and classes.
You must see all kind of people as far as beginners to really advanced.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you know, I think in San Diego and probably in most of the wine world, most people are beginner, intermediate levels. So I quite frankly, I teach a lot of beginner classes here in San Diego. Maybe in Northern California, it's a little different demographics, but I would say the majority of wine drinkers right now in this area is definitely more of the beginner.
Yeah. What is the silliest wine question you've been asked?
Are there flavors added to wine?
So like adding some raspberries into the wine?
Exactly. I mean, it's charming. It's charming. You don't ever want to make fun,
Yeah.
but it's charming when I get that question.
Yeah, and you know what? You know, okay, I rate like high-end Bordeaux's and I talk about them, but you know what? It is a legitimate question.
Sure.
A lot of people don't know that answer,
Yeah.
and they think, okay, did they add the chocolate? Did they add the pencil shavings or the cigar box
grapefruit?
or the grapefruit? Yeah. Have you been stumped by someone who's very expert and asked you questions and got you going?
Yeah, when it gets into like collectibles and you know, really specific regions in France, like within Bordeaux and years, you know, that's not my scope, quite frankly. So, you know, I haven't had the luxury of spending ample years or time studying Bordeaux or Burgundy. I mean, it's part of the curriculum when you study, but yeah, so when people get into collections and things like that, it's not really where my niche is.
All right. Now, I read a little bit about your background, and I understand you went to Pinot Noir camp.
Yes.
That sounds interesting. Tell me a little bit about Pinot Noir camp. When I think about a camp, I think bunk beds, and so in this case, I imagine bunk beds with a lot of Pinot Noir from the ceilings hanging in bottles, empty bottles.
That sounds like a lot of fun. We actually didn't have the camp background. We stayed in a hotel, but it's okay. We had the big yellow buses, and every yellow bus had a different color, and it was your team. So you can imagine a bunch of industry professionals drinking all day Pinot Noir in Oregon in a yellow bus, the songs and the stuff that we come up with. So it was really, you still got that camp sort of connection, if you will, minus the bunk beds.
Well, that's a great story. I would look forward to do it myself. Well, Lindsay, thank you so much for doing this interview. We appreciate it, and we hope we'll follow your career and see where you're up to.
Appreciate it.
And for people out there, check out her website. It's winesmarties.com, and also follow her on Twitter. Is it under Wine Smarties?
Yeah, it's under Wine Smarties.
From San Diego, California, from the Museum of Women and Education Center event here at the beautiful Balboa Park in San Diego. This is Walid Romaya, Prince of Wine, with Lindsay Pomeroy of winesmarties.com. Thank you.
Cheers!